Looks like we are live, people. Thank you so much for joining. I know it's late. I know this is pretty much without warning, but that's the way I roll. If you want to subscribe and click the notification bell, or if you're on Twitch, subscribe to this channel, you will be notified when I go live. I don't always do this in a kind of like prepared way as far as like announcing it ahead of time. Sometimes I just get in the mood to live stream, and that's the way it is. Let me check the sound real quick. Kind of like prepared way. It's awesome. Sounds good. And this is exciting, people. We are going to be, I don't know what the deal is with that. We are going to be doing another cloned tones episode. I'm going to be using my 11 rack, trying to kind of copy the tones from that to my Line 6 Helix LT. And I've been excited about that. But wanted to do some more of these so that I can get some more patches up. If you are interested in those patches, go to ericbeatty.com/HelixLT presets, I think is what it is. There'll be a link below. There should be a link below in the description when I get done with this. I decided to do a different angle tonight because it seems like when I'm ahead or above, it always cuts me off. The guitar is cut off because the desk gets in the way. So I want you guys to see a full view of the guitar. And let's get right on into this. So the tone I'm going to be recreating today is my, it's called Sand Stage. And on the 11 rack, it is the Mesa Boogie Mark IIc. Now, there is a slight issue with this on the LT because they don't have the Mark IIc+, they have the Mark IV, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to get on into this, kind of show you my screen, show you what's going on. And I apologize for switching back and forth between the stream and between the actual screen sharing and everything. But that's the way it has to be tonight. I can't get my shortcut keys for changing scenes to work too good. So real quick on the sound one more time. Tonight I can't get a good deal. I'm just using regular microphone, from the iMac, so I don't have to fool with all this other extra technology. The less my computer has to process, the easier the stream will be. So I think it'll be all right. So right now I'm plugged into my 11 rack. Let me just go ahead and show you what's going on. Let me see. I'm going to need to do probably this. Yes, and I'll probably need to adjust that as well so you can see what is going on there. Let me just let you see just my hands here. Okay, so you're probably going to be getting feedback from the microphone itself, which I hate, and the actual audio input, the audio interface. So this is, let me just go ahead and show you. This is the My Soldano Clean, okay? Just go ahead and kind of minimize everything here until we need it again. Hide all that. Go ahead and close this. I don't really need it now. And that should be all that we need. Going to try to hide everything. Okay, so the Helix is back here. So hopefully that's not overlaying too bad. Go ahead and close this. Let's go ahead and show you what I've got going on with the 11 rack. Right now we're on my Soldano Clean, which is, I kind of, showed you, this is the one we did last time on my clone tones the last time. And I've learned that I can't replicate the exact sound from my 11 rack to my Helix. I would like to be able to do that, but I haven't figured out a way to do it exactly. So the 11 rack just kind of has its own sparkle, it has its own thing. And so there was that, and then I also had the Soldano lead here. Okay, and that was using the drive channel, not the actual lead channel. but the drive channel. We're going to use another patch today, and this is going to be, if I can zoom in here, I'm not sure you can see me zooming in. We're going to be using SandStage C1 right there, okay? SandStage gives us the M2 lead. All right, now here's what this sounds like. Okay, there's a little bit fatter of a tone, a little bit more round sounding or a warm sound. So we're going to kind of try to see what we can get. Now, once again, this is the C2 Plus, the Mark II C Plus, rather. And they're using a 4x12 25 watt greenback. We're going to try to mimic all this stuff over here. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is just go ahead and put the 11 rack here to the side. And it looks like, based on my picture here, I think I can go ahead and move this over here and just trust that everything's working. All right, so let's go ahead and just do that number right there. All right. In case you're wondering, Marcos Foley is my background here. Love the guy. He's amazing. Please check him out. Marcos Foley is the man. All right, so let me go ahead and close some of this other stuff out so we don't have to worry a lot about what's going on here. I'll be using this a little bit later. Let's make sure that we don't have any terrible sounds coming through as far as signal. Okay, good. We're getting good signal. All right, so let's go ahead and begin this. First of all, let's go ahead and look at what all this is about. But now for the 11, this is a list of amps, and you can go to this website to check that out. I will try to remember to link this below. I'm not sure, but I will try to do that. But you can go to check this website out, and you can see all the different 11 rack amp models with the picks. So if we're looking at the M2 lead setting on 11 rack, it's all this right here, okay? So it's based on a 1985 Mesa Boogie Mark IIc Plus, the drive channel. Now this is very important, what they're saying here. Dream Theater, John Petrucci, Metallica's James Hetfield, and set the EQ in a V curve. You see this right here? They set it in a V curve to maintain a tight bass sound. We based our emulation on the lead channel with the fat, bright, and gain boost options on. And we even recreated the classic V EQ curve. So their V EQ curve is built in. Now I'm going to kind of look at these settings here. I want all those options to be available to me that I can. I'm going to try to recreate that, so I need to kind of go with that. Now, if we look at the Mesa Boogie Mark IV, which I do believe is included in the Line 6 Helix line, this is what it looks like. Myself personally, I have not had time to research what exactly the difference is between the 2C Plus and the Mesa Boogie Mark IV. If any of you guys know the difference, please do me a favor, comment below and let us know the difference between these two amps, because I would really, really like to see what the difference is, because I'm assuming that based on the fact that it's a completely different amp, I'm probably going to hear a completely different tone out of the Helix, okay? Once again, here's this V EQ curve, okay? They recreated that. So if I'll give you a chance to look over this, and I just went to the Mesa Boogie website, mesaboogie.com, and I went to the search bar up here, and you can look up Mark IV and Mark IIc Plus. And this is the Mark IV information. Okay, so I don't know of anything. Got 3 big sounds. The elusive magic of simulclass, our patented way of enriching a power section. And here's some different features and things like that. Now, one thing you might want to do is actually look at the user manual for this. You can download the user manual. And I'm going to go ahead and add that because I know one of the guys that I really like watching Line 6 Helix videos, John Nathan Cordy. If you don't know him, check him out, John Nathan Cordy. He actually looks at the user manual to figure out how to tweak the settings on the Helix. And that's a really good idea. I don't have time to mess with that tonight. But here's another thing. This is the Mark IIc Plus. Okay, if you see this, Mark IIc Plus. This is a quick overview. This is the head. Okay, this is the John Petrucci 2C head. And I'm guessing the 2C Plus, it shows you the voicings and the styles. Okay, so here's what I have for this. Head and rack mount head, hand wired. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of specifications here for this. Maybe I could download the manual to that, but once again, instead of me researching this, if any of you gearheads out there know the difference between a Mark IIc Plus and a Mesa Boogie Mark IV, please do leave that in the comments below. Okay, so let's go back. I'm going to leave that up for reference. And here is the Mark IV owner's manual we can actually look at. A lot of pages here. If you look at this scroll bar, check this out. I mean, this is a lot of pages, but I can kind of get some ideas on, if nothing else, the bass, presence, master, see what all those tones do. We know what a reverb and all that stuff is going to happen. I don't need to worry about the fuse. Just any of the tone-related stuff I might want to read, okay? Very, very interesting stuff. There's a bias adjustment. I can definitely do that because you can adjust the bias on the Helix, all right? So let's go ahead and see what we've got here as far as this is concerned. Once again, real quick, I want to check to see if I'm getting sound. See what we've got here as far as this is concerned. Once again, real quick, I want to check to see if I'm getting sound. See what we've got here as far as this is concerned. Good deal. There are sound, and we are good to go. Looks like the stream is healthy. I don't see. I will be looking at comments probably later. I don't have to leave the channel to do that. Leave the page. I can look at that later. So let's just go ahead and hide this. Now, I hope this thing don't crash on me like it did the other day. That is for sure. Do not quit because let's see. I want to go to hide. All right. So back to this. What we need to do now is, here's what it sounds like, okay? Here's the sound. Beast of a sound, right? This is without the distortion on. Now we've got it on. That is a Ibanez Tube Screamer. The modulation we have here, that was the Tube Screamer, by the way. The settings here, I can tweak all this. Now, my goal is not to look, I'll probably start out with these settings, but I'm going to listen. I'm going to use my ears to see what I need to have happen rather than going by these settings. Look at the level it's cranked on this. If I went ahead and did this, but there's no change in level as far as I can perceive it. Now I've got a chorus modulation here. Let's see what that sounds like. To me it sounds like a coarse widener. We've got delay here. I can turn that off. Okay, the delay here is probably a crossover. Chorus vibrato, expanded delay, it's on. So it's just kind of like an analog delay. It's not a back and forth delay. The noise is off. Don't know what that did. We have also graphic EQ. Now, for this one, I actually did my own EQ. I kind of inverted the W, or excuse me, the V, because I kind of like the way this sounds. If we take that off, it's probably going to be a lot beefier. Okay, then when I go to the neck pickup, maybe a little too bright with the neck pickup on, but I like it with the bridge pickup. That was a bridge. It might be a little too bright with the bridge pickup on, but I kind of like it with the neck pickup on. So enabled with the neck pickup and disabled with the bridge is what I'm trying to say. Then just a standard, looks like an early reflection, reverb. That's the top. So I've just got an early reflection reverb. Nothing really fancy. If I take, once again, the delay off, you can hear that. Okay, just a little bit of an echo there. All right, so let's go ahead and check out. Oh, the other thing is we go to the amp. We can see the amp here. Oh, this is another effects. I have a compressor here. So if we take it off, probably just evens it out. We got a compressor there, and the amp itself, speaker breakup is here. The dynamic 57 is what they're using. This is one thing that the Helix does not have, and that is the on-off axis switch. But we can manipulate the distance, okay? So that's with it on. I can bypass it. It'll sound terrible, fizzy. Okay, gotta have a cabinet. So again, that's a 4x12 green, 25 watt. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and take the cord out of the 11 rack here, and then plug in to the Helix. And let me see what we got here. That's probably going to be coming down. Let's go ahead and see what we got. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take. Oops, wrong thing. It's not what I wanted to do. I think that was right about there. I need to go to the actual volume here so I don't go through as much. Okay, so that is, now we're seeing, this is my Eric Beatty signature solo, okay? This patch is available, like I said, and when I get this patch done, it will be available as well. So let's go ahead and go try to tweak some of this stuff. Let's go ahead and start with a new preset, and we're going to call this new preset Sand Stage. Actually, let's go to EB Sand Stage Mark. That's not a Mark. It's a Mesa Boogie 4. Okay. And this is going to be that. All right. So let's, from the very get-go, let's go ahead and put our amp here, and we're going to make it the. Let's do an amp and we'll do a cab later. I'm going to need the Boogie, if I can find it. It's going to be called the Cali 4 lead, because that's what we're using as a lead. Okay, so we're going to put the Cali 4 lead there. As far as the cabinet, we got a 4x12 greenback. Now, the good thing about the Helix is that I can do a dual cab. I can kind of make the sound a little bit more balanced with the dual cab. But I'm going to start with a regular cab right now. And we're going to make it the 4x12. We could use that Cali V30, but that says 25 watt. 4x12 greenback 25. Now, in my experience, this stuff sounds totally different than what it did before. So I'm just going to put these things down here first, and then we will add other stuff later. Dynamics, let's just use a deluxe comp. I don't know exactly what's going on with that. We have modulation. So I think I'm going to put the modulation in the effects. What's the word? The effects send. So that would be between both of these, and I would pull it down to the B strip there. So we're just going to use a chorus. I can do, I kind of want to do a stereo chorus. So I could put it here, or I may put it after. I don't remember the whole thing about summing down to mono and all this other mess. So I'm just going to try to do the best I can. So these are the choruses right here. 70s. There's a regular 70s. We could try for a legacy, which would be analog, a tri-chorus maybe. 3 different choruses here, or an analog chorus. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's also a way to detune And I think you have to use a pitch to do that. But anyway, let's just stick with one. The chorus I have here, it's just able to do a wide spread. I don't see, there's a depth there, but I don't see like a spread on any of these. Chorus, spread. Okay, there's 100%. That tells me it's a kind of a wide spread one. There's a spread here, a 70s chorus, a plastic chorus. That has a spread here too. So let's just try just the chorus. We'll see what we got here. I don't know what it's modeled after. I can look at that later. Okay, so we got the chorus, we got the amp, we got the cab. Now we need a delay. So I'm just going to put a delay probably down here. And just make it a simple delay. And then here we're going to do reverb. And we're just going to actually, we might not do reverb. It was just early reflection. So I can actually do that on the cab, I think. Early reflections right here. Okay, so I'm not even going to put a reverb. I'm just going to put an early reflection there. And then there was an EQ block. Okay, so here's the key. Okay, this has the bass, treble, all this other stuff. Now look at here. I didn't notice this, but here is the V curve. See this? This is the V curve that was recreated. I thought I was going to have to come over here and add the Cali Q graphic, but I don't have to. It's already in this amp. And just out of curiosity, is it in the rhythm as well? It is. Okay, there's that. Cali Rhythm 1, it's in there. Is in the rectifier? Nope, because it's a different thing. So we're going to go with the Cali lead. So really all that we have, oh, and we need to make sure the cabinet is a dynamic 25, or 57 right here we have. Let's go over here again. On axis, off axis, don't know. Speaker breakup, don't know. Low cut, we'll find out later. High cut, we'll find out later. Let's go ahead and save this. And then I'll go to create a great tone, because this is the Jason Sadot's preset patch. And I think it's this one he uses. Yeah, to kind of just like freshen things up. So I'm going to go back to mine. I'm going to add the EQ here. I'm going to paste it there. And he just basically reduces 2 gains in the 650 range, and it adds 2 decibels of gain in the high frequency of 650 range. Now I'm going to disable that because we're going to manipulate the Q curve here, the V curve that I was talking about. Now, once again, if I go back, first of all, I need to make sure that when I'm playing, this was muted. Okay, so let's see if I even need that. Okay, I don't really need that because it's coming out of my Evo interface. Okay, so that works, and we still have, I can actually increase this in just a little bit. Okay, there we go. We're going to go with that. And now we have a signal here, an amp. We can use. I'm going to turn my mic, the output up just a little bit. I'm liking what I'm hearing so far. All right. Except I don't like the chorus right now. I can change that, and I meant to put that here. So that's going to be there. Okay. I can also put it down here if I want to, and then change this to path 2A. Let's go ahead and disable that. This chorus depth mix, probably a little bit more. Okay, reduces the tone just a little bit. I can leave it there, or I can put it down here. Doesn't really matter. I think it sounds a little better in the chain because it widens it a little bit more. nice. Okay, so here's what we have so far, and if I compare that to the 11 rack, okay, let's go ahead and turn this delay off. Okay, it's a little bit crunchier, a little bit more bright. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch that back. Definitely has a lot of bass in there, so let's go ahead and start tweaking here. I'm not going to worry about the compressor right now. Lead gain, lead drive. I'm definitely going to need a noise gate here. Yeah, there's definitely a little gate there. It makes it really, for some reason, deep sounding. Okay. All right, let's go over here and start working on some of the EQ. Now, for one thing that's happening is this, right? So what I wanted to do was do more of this. Now, as we said, this has fat, bright, and gain boost options on. So if I go back, I think it's minimized there. Okay, good. All right, good. That's a lot easier. I don't see a power gain boost, anything like that. Now, what we can do is we can add an EQ here that will actually boost the frequencies and maybe, I don't know, give it a little bit more drop. Or that's the one thing I forgot to do, and that is the distortion. Okay, and that was a Scream 808 with the overdrive at about, I don't know, probably about, let's see if that's 12, it's probably about a 3. Tone was at about 3. Level was cranked. Okay, turn that off. That might help with the tone, with that, but I'm going to go ahead and turn that tone up. Everything's going to help. I'm going to put the tone probably about down to 5 because I want to keep it to sparkle, but we're going to change the core sounds of the amp here. A lot of boost here. So if I go here, let's put the distance. That already helps a lot. Cleans that up. Low cut, I'm going to go ahead and put that on probably 100. High cut, I don't want that much. High cut, let's go to about 12. And we had early reflections. Let's go to about 25%. Yeah, probably about 25–30%. Okay, I can hear it, so I want it to be a little bit more subtle. I'm going to do that. Distance mic is fine. Low cut, I'm going to leave it there. So we tuned the cabinet. Just with a cabinet, we've made a huge difference, okay? We'll save that. Now let's go into this little Q curve, all right? So first of all, we've got that at, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These aren't exactly lined up. Okay, that's right, because it's underneath. So this is 0 decibels. Okay, so 80 is just what it is. So let's go and try to recreate this. All right, so here's what we have now. Now let's go back and try to do the same thing here. This was barely way down here. This is up right about here. This is more of a, if we're at 0, let's just go by that, because if you look, this line is 0 and it's a little bit above 0. So we're going to go to about 1. Let's go to 1. This is a little bit below 0, so let's go to, way too far down. So let's go to -1. Maybe -1.5. And then the other one is even further down than that, so that's probably going to be negative. Let's just make that -3. And then we got the 2200 hertz, that's right on 0. And then just below 0, so probably -1 again. So now let's hear what we've got. Save that. Let me undo that. Okay, the mids are jumping out a little bit more there. Master is at 4. Let's put that at 5. Let's go to about 4.5. Still a little woofy, still a little boomy. So let's cut this down halfway from where it is. -4 is probably about right. Okay, that's level is cranked. Let's put the gain up just a little bit more. Just give it a little bit more of a volume boost when it comes on. Lead drive, lead gain, what's the difference? 7.7 is where it's at. Well, I definitely want okay, so one thing we can do as well is let's just go ahead and copy this and put it down here, paste it and disable it, because we can always check for a different cabinet. So let's go with the actual Kali V30. Here's what it sounds like with what we've got. And now here's what it sounds like. We'll go back here. Okay, what's the distance here? We'll determine that later. High cut, low cut, reflections, probably keep that right about there. Now what does it sound like? Okay, so there's that one. And then there's this one. That sounds a little more like hissy fuzzy. I think I do like the greenback better, so we're going to take that off, put this back. Oops. Another thing we can do as well is copy that, paste it to another block, probably here maybe. Not sure if that's a work or not. We can change the mic. Let's put it to like a ribbon 121. Or we can do a dual cab. So let's move this down here. Let's make a dual cab and make it the 4x12 greenback. And we're going to do the same stuff here. Distance is 6. Low cut is 100. We have 12. Early reflections, 25%. And the goal of this is to do the exact same thing. Well, let's see what it sounds like with this cab here. Okay, I'm going to change that to greenback as well. We're going to do the same exact settings. Early reflection is 25%. 12 over here. 100. Distance, I think I said 6. And then we'll just change the mic. That's what we're going to do with this. Now let's make that to 121 and see what we got with this. Sounds pretty cool. Ain't too bad. Channel volume is already at 9. Let's put this back up to 5. Okay, so our EQ here isn't really helping a lot, so let's just see what happens when we do this. Let's see what we got here. Probably out there. Okay, let's go ahead and make it 6-1. Why not? I've got it on my bridge pickup. Sounding good, sounding good. Let's take just a quick short break. Check on everything, make sure we're doing good. Sounding good. All right, the other thing is I want to check is, let me just go ahead and switch my screen here. Back to my main shot. Actually, let's just do the guitar close up here, folks. Nice, nice. All right. Now, what I was going to do is let's go ahead and check my. I don't think I've got a comments thing anywhere. Being honest here. Be nice if I did. I got an alert box. I got a chat box. Chat box is behind my avatar. I don't see nothing happening in the chat though, so that's probably because I've got, I don't know. I don't know. We'll just have to, I'll just have to go to the actual websites and see what's going on. Do I have any? Okay, there's that. I'm just going to pause. And I don't see anything in the chat there. And as far as this goes, I don't know if we got anything in the chat there or not. Reload, reload, reload. Let me view my live stream. Okay. Can't believe I didn't upload the correct thumbnail on this. It'll take a moment to do that real quick. It won't take but just a second, because I've already created it. There we go. And I'm going to save that bad boy. All right. It looks like and I'm going to save that back. Good deal. Still nobody on the chat. Okay, well that's fine. I'm just going to keep both of these to where I can see them. I'm actually going to stack my tabs here. Columns, what I'm trying to say. Where I can see both chat rooms. There we go. That's what I need to see. Okay, so let's go back to where I was at and kind of wrap up what we got going on here, because I think I'm just about done. Got to get up early in the morning to go fishing. So let's get back to where we were at. Now, the other thing, I can always change the Scream 808 if I want something different. I'll probably tweak this for a little bit before I put it up. And this is my bridge pickup. So let's see what we got here between this and the 11 rack. Okay, so let's mute that, go back to the 11 rack. See the difference. All right, 11 rack is now on. We're going to kind of flip on and off the distortion and the effects, okay, or the EQ, all right? All right, so here's what we got. This is the 11 rack. Too woofy without that EQ. Okay, now the other thing to think of is there anything else that might be missing? Now, look at this. I didn't even look at this. I forgot to even look at the stinking... forgot to look at the controls here, so let's go back to this. And now what I need to do is also add, since it doesn't have a bright switch on this Mark V, or at least it doesn't come with one on the actual amp. Let's listen to this real quick. This is the Helix again. I like the sound. It's maybe not as rich, but we're about to look at that a little bit differently here. So we have, it doesn't have a bright that I can see. There is a presence. There is not a bright. So what we could do is add an EQ. I'm not sure if that's going to be before or after. we can add a little bit of a high shelf and a high gain on the frequency of around, I don't know, 12 at about 2 dB, and that'll be a little bit of brightness. So let's see what that sounds like. And that's going to have to be after the amp and the cab, I'm guessing. So we're going to put it right here. And once again, let's turn that one off. Not sure if that's doing much, to be honest with you. Let's try a different one. There's a parametric. Let's go with a high frequency. Oh no, that's a. No, I think I need it to be a. Oh, okay, there we go. That's a little bit of a bright one. We'll call that a bright switch. Let's go down to about 50, see what that gives us. Nice, I like that. Okay, that's good. Let's go and put this back on. Bright switch. Okay, let's see. Let's go back down for a little bit more subtlety. Let's go down to 40. I'm liking this. Let's go to 35. A little more subtle. I'm going to leave this on because the bright switch is on, right? So if we go back to the little thingamajig here, we have the bright and the fat and the gain boost on. Now I don't see a fat or a gain on the actual thing here. Just making sure you guys can see me. Okay. All right. And hide that. We don't have a fat on the actual amp, but I've got let's go ahead and for this Snapshot 2, I don't need this now. Here's what we had before without this. And now here's what we got. That's a mix of 2 cabs. And what you could do is you could assign this to a switch so that one cab turns on and one cab turns off whenever you change them. I don't think I'm going to need this. I like what I've got here. I can always do if I wanted to, I can always just make both of those dynamic or change it later. That'll save me some blocks here. The bright switch is enabled, and what I'm going to do is just go ahead and go to Snapshot 2, and that needs to be on, off. So we're going to use that as a lead, okay? We're going to rename that. Gain for now. I might change this later. Rename lead drive. And we may do another snapshot later. But anyway, here's what we have. Save. I'm liking how this is sounding. Now that we got the bright switch, and let's go ahead and change all these parameters. So we have the volume up to, that's not the master. The master is at 10. Oh my goodness, I don't think I can handle 10 on this thing. I'm going to go back to where that was. If I want to later, I can change that. Actually, I may want to put it. I may want to go back to 5. I don't want to go back to 5. Let's go 4.5. Regular volume. That's the channel volume. I'm already up pretty high. Treble, we've got at 7. Bass is at almost 2. So 2.5. Yeah, well, more like 2 3/4. Middle, I've gone on 5. Mid here is on 6.6. Drive is 3. Near. Master presence is at nearly 9. So let's go ahead and put it about 8.7. Now what do we got? I think I need more mids. That was at 6.6 a while ago, I think. Now that I got that, I could probably add a little bit more bass too. I had on 3. Let's go to about 4. It'll be a little bit muddy there too if I do that. Okay, so we'll go to about 3.7. Okay, that leaves delay. Now, delay can be just about anything we want it to be. I'm not going to go with milliseconds. I'm just going to go with quarter notes. Feedback's probably going to be 25%. Mix is probably going to be 30%. Trails are on. And let's see what that leaves us. 20% mix. Okay, so I feel like I'm having to pick kind of hard. So I'm going to go ahead and put the master on about 5.3 and probably turn the channel volume down. That'll help compensate that. 8.5. Oh yeah, now we're singing. Okay, that's nice. Without both brights, or without the EQs. Oh yeah, way too weird. Liking this. And I'm going to go ahead and with the lead, put that on as well. Here's what it sounds like with that. That with that was just a neck pickup. So far, I like it. It sounds good. Save your work as well. Save your work. Okay, so one more time, let's switch between these and see what we can come up with. You just heard that, so let's switch to this one. Okay, now to me, this one sounds, yes, it still sounds nice and tight, but it's almost too woofy now, almost too bassy, if you want to go with that. So let's see what this is like. What I could do is, if I wanted to, I can pull some of the mids down. I can pull some of the mids down here. I can even tweak these three. If nothing else, I could tweak these three and see what I could come up with. Like I could go back, so I'm going to save this. I can go back to this, and this was on 0. So I'm going to go 0, here, 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 here. I don't think it was that extreme, to be honest with you. It's more like this. Okay, so here's what we got here. Okay, so what I'll do, you know what, as a matter of fact, here's what we'll do with this. And then I gotta go. We've got, here's your little tip you can do with this one specifically. First of all, we don't need that on. We're just doing this just to find out the reference. So we got 0, -9. Oh, I had that way down there. -9. -2.9, -1.3. And then 0 again. Is that really what that is? Okay, so yeah, this one's a little bit back than this. It's not exactly complete. What we can do is say this as Snapshot 3. Okay, Snapshot 3. We'll call this V-curve. V-curve EQ. Okay, so this is going to come on, this is going to be on, this is going to be off, on, off, on. Okay, so then I want to make all these snapshot available. And then we'll go back to this snapshot and make this what it was before, which I have no idea what it was before now, guys. I know that this was down. It was kind of like, oh, it was this, basically. All right, so the middle one was at 0. This was probably negative. Actually, let's just go down from here. This is -1. This is probably -2. And this is below -2, so it's like -3. 2.7, and then there is probably negative 3 something. 3.5. Let's just do that. Okay, so that's probably what I had. 2.5. This was above 1. I remember that. This was not 0. It's probably 1. Which means this was 1. Or 0. That's 0. And this goes up to negative 1. I think I had it. 0, negative. This was negative. Let's just make a negative 2. And then down here, negative 3. Why not? We'll see what that gives us. See if that gives us close to what we had. It's a lead drive. I need it without it. Okay, so negative 3, negative 2, plus 1, 0, negative 1. Negative 3, negative 2, plus 1, 0, negative 1. Okay, so let's pull that up. 1.5. Let's do that. And the same thing for the lead drive. It's got 1.5 here. And then that gives us, with a V curve, bam, everything's there. And if I like that, the bright switch is on. This needs to be on too. So I can get rid of that now. I don't need it. So, by the way, I don't need that on this either. A little bit more brightness. Lead drive. I could stand to come down just a little bit probably. Okay, I might change that later, maybe a bit less than that. That's even better. Let's just put that at 1. Okay, so we don't have it. And then for this one, let's go ahead and make everything the way it was with that activated. Okay, so we have a, I'm going to rename this V curve EQ. Oh, I can't go any further than that. V curve drive. Why can't I go any more than that? V curve drive. Why not? It's very weird. It doesn't make sense. So we have number 1, neck, bridge. Snapshot 2, neck, bridge. That's the lead with the tube screamer on. Snapshot 3, V curve. The curve is different right here. Okay, this is going to be the other two. V curve, neck. Once again, it's a little woofy. I could probably tune that down a little bit later, and I may just do that. And then the V curve. Oh, that's neck. Bridge, and then with the tube screamer, neck, That was neck, and here's bridge. I prefer to have my tone probably around 5 or higher, just get a little bit more of the highs in there. I don't know why over here on this it's down so low. That may be what's a little fuzzy. So this adds a little bit more bass, a little bit more thump. And we're going to save that, okay? So I hope all that translated very well. Adds a little bit more bass, a little more thump. And we're going to save that, okay? So I hope all that translated very well. Listen to the stream, making sure if it sounds all right. That's a little bit more bass, a little more thump. Okay, sounds good. All right, and it sounds like to me it's only coming out of the left speaker. I hope not. I really hope this is mixed correctly. But so far, this is what we've got. This is my EB Soundstage Mesa Boogie 4, MB4, okay? So that will be the patch that you need to look for. That'll be probably the very next patch that I'll be putting up on everybody.com/Helix LT presets. These should work for Helix as well. HX Stomp, you know, some of those might have to, the Pod Go. I think they're interchangeable, but it depends a lot on DSP and channels and things like that. So I would definitely go with just Helix or Helix LT, maybe even HX Stomp for this. I don't have a Pod Go setting or anything like that. Okay, so it looks like we're doing good. I think we are pretty much done, guys. So I appreciate you tuning in. This has been a really good stream, I think. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed making these tones, and I hope you enjoy them as well. The next one I hope to do is called Metal Spread, okay? Just for a little teaser of what that is, let me go ahead and switch out what's going on here. This is what I'm looking for. Let's see. Helix, now we're on the 11 rack. Let me go ahead and change that, and I'll go ahead and look and show you the actual screenshot again. Let me go back to where I was. Okay, so we're going to go to, I'm not going to save this, we'll leave it as it was. We're going to go to Metal Spread. That's H1 on my 11 rack. Now this is what I consider my Paul Gilbert tone. It has a nice widespread, you know, that delay kind of effect. And here's what it sounds like. Neck pickup. Oops, if I don't, if I unmute it. Here we go again. I've done that run a while. And then that'll off. Why is the reverb off? Oh yeah. Okay, so that's what we got there. We're going to try to recreate this tone, hopefully on the next cloned tones, all right? This is what I call Metal Spread. And I hope you've enjoyed this. Please, if you like this, click the like button. If you do have some comments regarding the Mark IIc Plus and the Mesa Boogie Mark IV, please leave those below. I would really like to see your insights and your inputs on that. Check out my website, everybody.com. Check out everybody.com/courses. My new course, The Creative Guitarist, is on sale one more day. And as of right now, it's already that day. That is the 30th of September. You can get that for a special discount price of half off if you use the code TCG50OFF. TCG50 off on checkout. Go to everybody.com/courses, and you'll just go ahead and click on that course. And what it will do is after you go through, I think it's like 12 lessons that are free. After you go through those, just go ahead and count to 12 and then go to the next one. It will prompt you to register, and then it will prompt you to go ahead and go to the purchase page, and you can enter that code in there and get the course for half off today only, okay? September 30th. After midnight tonight, it's gone. It's going to be back to full price, okay? Definitely check that out. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to get off here and not take too much more of your time. Like I said, I got to get up early in the morning to go fishing with my stepbrother, so I'll enjoy that. And I've enjoyed playing guitar again for you guys. This has been amazing. Got a lot more stuff on my Creative Guitarist live streams in mind. It's some videos I've got in mind. So please do check that out and stay tuned on the YouTube channel. I've got another video I've almost done editing. It's probably going to be coming up pretty soon. And that is when I was still in my old house using the 11 rack and how to program the Mellow Audio, I think that's what it is, Mellow Audio MIDI Commander. Okay, that's a MIDI foot switch. I was actually using that on today's live stream. Do check that out. That will be coming out pretty soon. And if you always want to learn how to program MIDI in your 11 rack, this is the video to watch, okay? Without further ado, thanks so much, guys, for watching. I'll see you guys later. You have a great, wonderful evening. Take care. God bless. And keep creating.